You have to find someone that fits for you, fits in your life. You know, that the puzzles, they just fit. The pieces, they just go together. You know, and that doesn't entangle, you know, just taking what's available, you know. That's what you don't want to do. You don't take what's just available. You take what fits, what makes sense. And you can't take that away. Feeling good, feeling great. So I wanted to come and do another video, and I just decided I was going to take a walk. So I'm like, you know what? It's just such a beautiful day, and I'm loving the sunshine. So I thought I'd take you guys with me. But I want to focus today on, you know, seeking, like, not seeking, but being available and picking out a guy that is for long term, like what to look for. And the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is, I'm just going to jump right into it. Let's do it. Is interest. You know, you want somebody that, you know, you got the same interests. You know, there's actually people that break up because they don't have the same interests. You know, you want to have the same interests, or at least some of them. You don't have to have all of them, but you want to have some of the same interests. So whether that's, you know, sports, or, you know, I mean, some things you can actually even grow to love. You don't have to love it right away, you know, and you can compromise with that person on. So that is one point that I wanted to point out, because it's just so important to have that in a relationship when you're looking for long term. We're talking about long term. So, all right, so that's number one. Number two, you want to look to be equally yoked. And what I mean by that is in your faith or in your morals, you know, because a lot of marriages, they're broken up because of that. Because, you know, they're raising the kids, and one's telling the kids, oh, you can't do that, and the next is telling the kids, oh, you can't do that, you know, and just causing so much conflict because they're, you know, one has different morals than the other one, you know. So this could be a real terrible downfall in a relationship. And remember, we're talking long term. So that's what I want you guys to focus on, long term, you know. And not looking out here just to be thotting around. All right, so we're gonna move on from number two, and we're gonna go to number three. Date someone on your level. You know, sometimes we, like, okay, I could give you a good example of this. I'm 45, and there's an individual that wants to date me that is 25. You know, I've been a couple places, I've seen a couple things. You know, I'm not trying to put myself like, oh, I'm above him or something like that. I'm just trying to say that, you know, we're on different levels. You know, you're gonna be on different levels with someone that is in their 20s and someone that's in their 40s. You're gonna be on two different levels. And the fact that men mature later than we do, what would I get myself into if I were to be with somebody that is literally almost half my age? So that is so important to have that in a relationship. And I'm not saying that, you know, if you're an older woman, you can't date younger, because honestly, I mean, like, if I think if he was like maybe 30, 35, I might consider, you know, but 20s? So you want to date someone on your level. You know, I've traveled a couple places. I've had different experiences that only age and time is going to give you, you know. And that's what I mean by that, is dating someone on your level. So let's move on from that one. And I think that was number 3. So we're going to move on and we're going to go to number 4. Be careful with dating someone with vices. And I'm only saying that because I've had experiences where I dated someone with vices and they will be put before you. You would say, no, he just does a little of this or a little of that. She does a little of this or a little of that. It's going to be put before you. It's going to be put before you. And that is when you know, when you find out what's more important to, you know, the individual. But you got to be careful with dating those with vices, because usually it doesn't just go to one thing, it goes to many things. It goes to many things, you know. It just doesn't stop at one, you know. For all of us, you know, it's like we start doing one thing, next thing you know, it could be I pick up and have a cigarette, you know. Next thing you know, I'm doing a doogie, you know, or whatever they call them nowadays. I don't know. But usually vices, they progress. People usually progress in vices. So one thing leads to another. And so I just want to, you know, if you're looking for long term, and I'm not saying the person's going to be perfect, you know, because there's some deal breakers and there are not some deal breakers, you know. So those you have to find out for yourself. What's a deal breaker for you? Because this is your life we're talking about, you know, and everybody has different convictions and a different moral compass, and, you know, different things that they'll allow and they won't allow. But I'm just telling you things that are going to, you know, affect a relationship. There's going to be some things you can live with, some things you can't live with. But when you're with that person at the beginning, take all those signs and use them to your ability, you know, apply to your knowledge. Because when you get in a relationship with that person, those things are going to be magnified, you know. They're going to be magnified. And at first you may think, oh, nah, I could deal with that. And then you realize, you're like, you know, I shouldn't have settled for this, because, you know, now, you know, he may have started out with one a day, one tote a day, and next thing you know, in a relationship with him, and he's smoking like 5 a day, you know. So really, really just think about your choices before you make them, and what you're able to live with and what you're not able to live with, because it will come back to haunt you, you know. So we all have choices to make, of course, you know. But yeah, so I think I have one more, and then we're actually going to end this one. And I actually have another video for you guys too, you know, because it's good to take advice, you know. And in the multitude of counselors, there's safety. You know, sometimes if we just get the knowledge that we need, we'll make better choices, and those better choices will help us, you know, to not fall in the snares and the traps and things that we're like, oh, you know, just because we wanted a relationship, we're like, oh yeah, that ain't gonna bother me, that ain't gonna affect me, you know, just because you want that warm body next to you, you know, whatever the reason was, whatever the reason you want that person next to you. Last but not least, oh, it's so nice out here, you guys. I'll show you. Last but not least is for the ladies. Make sure he got a job. Okay? Okay? And I'm talking about from experience again. You know, I know there's times and things that happen, and, you know, I understand all that. But you need someone who can provide. Even if you have your own. You may have your own everything. You may be wealthy. You know, but sometimes it's just nice to be able to lean on somebody else. It's just nice to be able to just have that other person, that other source of income, you know, that person that could take you out on his money. Okay, so make sure you get with someone. Okay, this one is like, I'm really talking to you ladies, like, make sure he can provide. Make sure he's a provider. You know, don't get with nobody stingy. Don't get with nobody stingy. And I'm not saying, like, if your motives are in the right place, you know, when you choose somebody, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm not saying that to get with the person because they got money, you know. I mean, there's people that do, you know, that's their prerogative. But I'm saying that, you know, when you come together with somebody, that's just, for me, I just think it shows responsibility. It just shows so many, you know, attributes that I'm looking for in an individual, you know. And it shows that, you know, you have that person to back you, you know, because sometimes things happen that you just like, what in the world? So it's just good to have that, you know, that security, you know, especially, like I said, for us women, we need security. We need security. We need it. So don't downplay yourself. You know, even if you got it all, don't downplay yourself. You know, make sure he has it all too. You got it all, make sure he has it all. And I'm not saying to allow this to be a complete deal breaker. I mean, it does sound like I am. For me it is. But I think it's your background too, you know. I think it's your background too, you know, your background and the kind of persons that you may have dealt with before. You know, I think that has a lot to say about you making that choice for yourself and for your life, you know. So, but I think it just shows so much of the attributes in a person that I would like to be with, you know, responsibility and just the fact that this person is, you know, they're doing what they gotta do, you know, they are ambitious or, you know, whatever the case may be, you know, and I just think that, you know, if a man don't work, he don't eat, and that means he don't eat certain things that belong to me as well. I don't know if I should have said that, but anyway, this is important. This is very, very important. So I just want to come to you and, you know, just bring out certain points that sometimes we think that, oh, that's not important, but it is important. It is. There's certain things that are important, because when you get out there in those dating streets, and you're with a person, this is the bonus. They can't hold a conversation. You want someone that can hold a conversation, that you could talk to, you could laugh with, that's smart. Like for me, I love smart. I love smart guys. So, and I love someone that can educate me, and someone that can just fill me up, and I'll fill you up in what I know and the knowledge I have, but it's good to be able to, be with somebody that, you just talk to them. You talk about stupid stuff. You're talking to them about a recipe, and in that recipe, you're just talking about all the stuff that goes into it, how good it tastes, just like little stuff. But like, you guys could keep the conversation going over a recipe, over something stupid. So it's just very good to be able to have conversation, no matter how little, no matter how small, how big. It's very good to be able to have conversation, to elaborate on things, and just flow, just be natural. Just be natural with the conversations, or just being able to talk to one another and get it all out, and just being able to communicate, So I just wanted to bring these points to you, and I hope that this bless someone today, that you've seen exactly, wherever you are in your journey, wherever you are, that you was able to get something from what I said today. Because, in these dating streets, we need guidance. We need guidance. We need help. We need eyes to see, eyes to see in these dating streets, because it's not easy. So many people today are just settling. It's like, oh yeah, I want to be with somebody. And they're just literally settling, don't have the same interests. Oh, they might be good in bed, and let me tell you, that doesn't last long. That may last maybe for a couple years at the most, but I'm telling you, it doesn't last long. Hello. At all. And I'm telling you from experience, because if you don't build your relationship on things that are genuine, that are solid, that you guys could communicate together, that you have the same interests, that, you have the same beliefs, I'm telling you, those things go so far in a relationship, and not someone that they just talk it, but it's good to have someone that, is actively living it, and so don't know where I'm going, but I'm surely about to turn back around, because I'm back here with all these nice houses and stuff. And I was gonna do my workout today too, but I might not have to, huh? We'll see. But I'm probably about to turn back, and I just want to say thank you, for listening, and I hope, like I said, I hope you apply, because there's no matter of listening, if you're not gonna apply, and And I'm telling you from experience, like, you know, I'm telling you, the Lord be making me eat my words, you know. I literally have to eat my words, you know. So it's not easy. It's not easy, you know, when, for me, there's so many choices. I'm about to turn around. The dog barking. There's so many choices. I have many, many choices. But none of them are right. And I'm not saying I'm above anybody or anything like that. You know, that's not what I'm saying. But you have to find someone that fits for you, fits in your life. You know, that the puzzles, they just fit. The pieces, they just go together. You know, and that doesn't entangle, you know, just taking what's available, you know. That's what you don't want to do. You don't take what's just available. You take what fits, what makes sense, what's going to give you that peace, you know. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're all looking for. We want peace. We want joy. We want happiness. Well, guess what? The person that you end up with is going to be able to accommodate, or they're going to be able to bring you some of that peace, or they're going to take away that peace. So we all have a choice to make, you know, when it comes to partnership, because this is our lives. You know, this is our lives. This is one of the most important choices that we'll ever make for our lives, you know. We can't just pick it, like I said, based on external things. The sex is good, you know, the money's great, you know. And who doesn't want that security, you know? I just told you that was one of my points. But it can't just be based on those things alone. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna let you guys go, and I really, it's so beautiful. I'm about to take my coat off because like when you start walking, you start getting warm. But yeah, it feels so good out here. So I'm gonna let you guys go, and until my next video, peace out.